All right, let's dive right into this explainer and uncover how some microscopic chemical reactions in a lab can literally save lives just by revealing our hidden health data. We often completely take for granted what happens after a doctor draws our blood, but that hidden world of biochemical analysis is nothing short of incredible. Today, we get to unpack the fascinating and honestly brilliant science of enzyme assays.
So to really understand how we diagnose invisible biological threats, we first need to ask, how exactly does a simple blood draw translate into actionable medical data? I mean, how do we take this incredibly complex soup of cells, proteins, and facts and isolate exactly what we need to know to prevent a medical emergency? Well, the answer lies entirely in the precision of clinical chemistry.
Today, we're going to map out this entire journey. We'll cover the real-world health stakes, how these enzyme assays actually work, the colorimetric magic that makes the invisible visible, a step-by-step breakdown of the lab protocol, and finally, the massive biosensor revolution that's changing the game.
Let's kick things off with Section 1, the health stakes. We really need to establish why these complex biochemical tests are absolutely vital in modern medicine. A perfect example of why this matters so much is when we look at triglycerides. These are a type of lipid, or fat, floating around in your blood. When they cross that normal 150 milligrams per deciliter mark, they basically stop being fuel and start becoming a serious threat. High levels lead to plaques building up along your arterial walls. This condition, called atherosclerosis, narrows your blood vessels and drastically spikes your risk of heart attacks and strokes. And if that wasn't scary enough, extreme elevations can also trigger pancreatitis, which is a brutal inflammation of the pancreas, along with chronic liver diseases.
And this is exactly why a standard lipid profile test is our frontline defense. Quantifying these exact lipid levels allows doctors to step in and intervene way before a life-threatening cardiovascular event actually happens. But getting those crucial numbers onto a clinical printout, that requires some seriously specific biochemistry. Which brings us to Section 2, how enzyme assays work. The big question here is, how do we actually measure these microscopic fats in a clinical setting when they're completely invisible to the naked eye? Well, that brings us straight to the enzyme activity assay. It helps to think of an enzyme assay less like a boring math equation, and way more like a highly specialized biological factory. It uses specific molecular workers, the enzymes, to break down complex molecules into pieces we can actually measure. By monitoring how fast a substrate disappears or how fast a new product appears over time, scientists can quantify exactly what and how much is hiding in that biological sample. For example, in our little biological factory, specific enzymes are hired for very specific jobs. If we want to measure triglycerides, we deploy an enzyme called lipase to literally chop those large lipids down into simpler components like glycerol. Or if we're testing for cholesterol, we use cholesterol esterase to hydrolyze cholesterol esters into free cholesterol. Once these massive, complex molecules are dismantled into their base components, then, and only then, do we finally have something we can measure. All right, on to Section 3. The colorimetric magic. Let's look at the actual detection mechanism and see how this all builds into something we can physically see. The real magic trick in the lab happens with the Dowse reaction. Once the enzymes have broken down our target analyte, say cholesterol or glucose, a secondary oxidation step kicks in and produces hydrogen peroxide as a byproduct. But hydrogen peroxide is totally clear, right? So clinical chemists use something called the Trinder reaction. They introduce a reagent called Dowse, along with 4-AAP and an enzyme called peroxidase. When all of these combine with that clear hydrogen peroxide, boom, they generate a highly visible, easily measurable purple dye. The true beauty of this chemical reaction is just how mathematically precise it is. It's brilliant in its simplicity. The darker the purple color, the higher the absorbance, and the higher the concentration of that biomarker hiding in your blood. Because that dye's intensity is directly, linearly proportional to the amount of the original analyte in the sample, we can measure it perfectly. We just pop it into a machine called a UV/Vis spectrophotometer, set it to a very specific wavelength, like 500 nanometers, and read the exact light absorbance. Now for Section 4, the step-by-step lab protocol. We're going to step right into the shoes of a lab tech and walk through the complete experiment presented by Dr. Chem on the BenchChem absorbance-based enzyme activity assay. Running this complete experiment requires some incredibly strict environmental control. Following Dr. Chem's BenchChem framework, you start by prepping a 2x enzyme and substrate solution in an assay buffer.
You then carefully pipette the buffer and your test compounds into a 96-well clear microplate. Now, temperature is a massive factor here. Literally just a single degree shift can throw off enzyme activity by up to 8%. So you have to carefully pre-incubate the plate for 5 to 10 minutes, take a breath, and then initiate the reaction by adding the enzyme before immediately throwing it into the reader to record your kinetic absorbance data. When you look at Dr. Chem's workflow laid out, the whole journey of the experiment just beautifully comes together. You mix your biological sample with the specific oxidases, you incubate it to let those targeted enzymes trigger the color-forming trying to reaction, and then you use your spectrophotometer to measure the absorbance. From that kinetic reading, you can calculate the exact final concentration of your analyte. It's just a highly optimized, beautifully linear sequence of chemical events. And this isn't just about checking patients' health. This exact mathematical foundation is how we discover entirely new pharmaceutical drugs. By calculating the initial reaction velocity from the linear portion of the absorbance curve, scientists can determine the percent inhibition of various test compounds. They plot these out to find what are called IC50 values, which basically tells them exactly how much of a new drug is needed to inhibit an overactive enzyme by exactly 50%. It's literally the foundational math of pharmaceutical drug screening. Which brings us to our final stop, Section 5, the biosensor revolution. While those conventional plate assays are foundational, modern tech is completely flipping the script on how we do this. Look, traditional clinical methods are absolutely the gold standard for accuracy, but they definitely have their drawbacks. They can be incredibly complex, they require extensive sample prep, highly trained personnel, and massive, expensive lab equipment. On the flip side, modern biosensors offer the promise of rapid, on-site, real-time monitoring. They totally eliminate the need for a massive lab setup, giving us immediate screening with super easy handling and high sensitivity, right at the point of care. Now, early biosensors did have some hiccups, like membrane fouling, which is basically where the biological sample just clogs up the sensor. But to beat this, scientists are now fabricating next-generation biosensors using some mind-bending nanomaterials. We're talking about coating electrodes with everything from cerium oxide nanoparticles to microscopic graphene sheets. These nanostructures act like superhighways for data. They drastically enhance the surface area and provide massive electrocatalytic copies, allowing the biosensor to instantly conduct the electrical signal generated by the enzyme reaction. It just vastly improves both sensitivity and stability. This evolution, from chemical titrations and complex optical spectrometry all the way down to handheld nanotechnology, proves that the future of diagnostics is shrinking while getting exponentially faster and more precise. It really leaves us to wonder, as we continue to push the boundaries of nanomaterials and enzyme engineering, just how early will we be able to catch the diseases of tomorrow? Imagine a world where a simple tap of a biosensor gives you a complete molecular-level picture of your health in seconds. That is exactly where this science is heading, and honestly, it is absolutely phenomenal.